It's Template Thursday. Template Thursday. I'm so excited. We are getting close to working through all of the card sketch designs. So we are in our current annual catalog. So if you need one of these, just let me know and I am happy to send one your way if I am your demonstrator or you would like me to be. Hey Tammy, hey Lizzie. So this week we are working on template number 19. So this is the basic card design page, 22 in the catalog. We've done 1 through 18 already, and now we are in number 19. I'm so excited. This is a fun one. And if you missed any, you can find them all on my blog at stampinqueenbee.com, or you can find them. There is a playlist on my YouTube channel at Stampin' Queen Bee. And there is a Template Thursday playlist that has all of them on there for you as well. So let's get started. So let me show you up close. So number 19 is what we're doing today with all these fun circles. And I have a couple of tips for you on how you can use this sketch and also how you can change it up a little bit. So let me bring in our supplies for today. So you can grab your screenshot. We've got just our basic white card base that I've just already scored and folded for us. We need one banner and we need 12 circles. And this DSP comes from that perennial lavender paper. So I just pre-cut it so that they would be ready for us. So if you want to take a screenshot of the measurements, you can. So this is card sketch number 19. We've got 12 circles that I have die cut, and they're about 1 inch, so give or take a bit. The ones that I am using today come from my favorite that I share all the time, the Stylish Shapes dies. I think these are a must-have for every crafter. So the banner that I'm using today is this largest banner. But I love that there are many versions, so they're great for sentiments, and I love that there's the nested squares and circles, and they have a bit of stitching around. And so for today's, I used this second from the smallest circle, and its diameter is just a tad bit more than 1 inch, but it's the closest in these dies. You could also use a 1 inch circle punch if you had that, or anything that's close. We have lots of circle dies. Those are just my favorite. So let's get started. Grab your screenshot if you haven't already. And I'm going to grab my adhesive. And so here is my tip for you with this. We're just going to glue these circles directly onto our base. But sometimes it's hard to get that lined up so that they're not, you know, the spacing is correct or whatever. So I like to start with the corners. So I just kind of lined up my circles here in how I wanted them. And then I'm just gonna put the corners in first and kind of work my way that way so that my spacing will be even throughout. So I've got my top and bottom left, and now I'm gonna move to my top and bottom on the right. And so I'm just kind of giving, like an 1/8 of an inch, a 1/16 of an inch maybe on the border there, because these circles are going to take up most of our card base here. And so how do I want that butterfly? Let's make him a little more straight, or her. Okay, and then I can just start to fill in. And so I just like to work from the outside to in. So I'm just gonna start again on the left here. And then you can do this one. And then I'll move to the right, and then I'll do my middle. So when I did it this way, it just helped my spacing, because now like this row is pretty correct, right? Like now we can just go and line the rest up. So I'll just move over to those right sides. This is a fun template. Great for using up your scraps, right? Because sometimes we have these little pieces and I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm like, what do I do with these? So you can take a paper pack with, you know, your smaller scraps and just cut a bunch of circles and then you're just ready to go. So now I'll just go with this middle row and you can see now I can line this one here so that it's in the middle of these two and then just go up, right? So doing them that way just helps me anyway with my spacing. That way they're not all to the right or all to the left or one way, right? So we'll get our last two circles here. Then I'm going to show you some examples and a couple of ways you can use this template, the same template in a few different ways. Okay, so we've got all of our circles on there. I mean, I think it's just beautiful like that, right? It's a great way to showcase a lot of patterns in the set. And then since this is my going to be my pattern for my pattern box, I'm just going to use liquid glue, but on a card I was making, so we could put this here, we could put this in the middle. I think we'll do this one in the middle here. That's how the catalog shows it. But we could pop any of these up, right? You could choose to highlight some of these different circles by popping those up. You could also choose to just pop up your banner. I mean, lots and lots of options. So let me put that there if you want to grab a finished screenshot. And then let me grab my samples here and show you a few finished cards. So you know I love my bees. And so I use the Be Mine paper here. And how fun with all those cute circles, right? You really get to see lots of those bees. I did a banner from a die set, and instead of having a banner on both sides, I just cut it flush with one side. This new Bestie stamp comes from one of my new favorite word font script sentiment sets. It's called Pattern of Friendship. It's a brand new March 2025 online exclusive, and so it's got Bestie. Thanks for being the best. Happy birthday. Thinking of you brings a smile to my face. Let's keep in touch. Some great sentiments, right? So I love, love, love this one. And so that's where all my sentiments come from in my examples today. So there's the bee one. Of course, I had to do another bee one because I wanted to show you. So these two have the 12 circles, but you could also change it up if you wanted to space them a little more. This one is with just 9 circles. And so in that kind of extra space here, that's where I put my banner. This is also that sentiment from that set. And then I just put a bow in the other space below. And then I did one more with this same lavender set, but instead of using a 1-inch circle, I used the 1 3/4 punch. And then I just used 6 circles instead of 12. So it's the same card sketch pattern, right? But it's just done a little bit differently. So you can see you can just change the size of the circle or the amount of the circle, but the sketch is still the same and it still gives us a beautiful design. This is just another banner that I added some linen thread to. Use that same perennial lavender paper that we used in our sample here. And it just gives us lots and lots of fun ideas for this sketch. That's why I love them, because they really give you a spark of inspiration, right? And when you start playing with all these circles, you just get loaded with lots of ideas to use with them. So happy Template Thursday. Stay tuned for our last few of this catalog. I can't hardly believe it's coming to an end already and a new one is about to launch. But this one has been so fun, so many great ideas, especially on this basic card design page. It has been one of my favorites for sure. So happy Template Thursday, and I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.